So recently I was reading an article about Demi Lovato and how she almost died. And she was talking about her addiction and how she's been to rehab in the past and how she plans to go back into rehab. Except this time she said she wants something different. She said, I don't want a rehab facility that like babies me or holds my hand and like takes me horseback riding and stuff. She said, I want like a drill sergeant. I want a rehab center that literally just kicks my butt. And I sat there reading that and I was like, whoa, good for you. I'm like, that is profound, because she got in touch with herself and she's like, okay, I know what I need. I know what I need. And I'm just very, very proud of her for digging deep, turning inward, and realizing what she needed. I think that's something that has bothered me quite a bit, is because I understand addiction and I understand the physical addiction behind it and the detoxification that needs to happen, because you need to rid the substance from your body so that your body doesn't physically need it anymore. And that's detox. That's what rehab is for. That's what hospitals are for, is the detox, to get that toxin out of your body. But what follows? What follows after that? Self-discipline. So when people walk around saying, oh, I have a disease, I'm like, no, you have a self-discipline problem. You don't have any control over yourself. And when you don't have any control over yourself, it's depressing and you feel ashamed of yourself. And it becomes this downward spiral where you literally just flush yourself down the toilet. Because it's depressing not to have any control over yourself. It's depressing and anxiety-inducing to have this substance be the boss when you're not. And, another thing is, I was reading about Ben Affleck, and somebody was quoted as saying, yeah, addiction is just part of who he is. And I'm like, no, don't own it. Don't own it. Don't allow that addiction to become part of you. Addiction is the dark. You're light. You're a light being. You are, you have the demon on one shoulder and the angel on the other, and in between is your free will, but you are light. And addiction is the dark. So when you ingest those toxic substances, it's like giving a red carpet to the dark. Like, right this way, take me over, influence me. I'm going to give you a free pass to influence me, dark, because I'm addicted to this substance. So I know you can completely take over, when I'm under the influence or whatever. And when I have no self-love and I'm really struggling and I'm ignoring myself and I'm ashamed of myself, I think it's really easy to write yourself off when you literally give all your power away to this substance. Because not only are you demonstrating self-discipline in not partaking in this substance, but you're giving this substance all this power over you. So you're allowing this substance to rob you of your personal power. Here, take my personal power. You can have it. You're the boss, not me. And so that's why when I read these articles about these celebrities, I'm like, that's not how the other side views your soul. All of us need help once in a while. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on the person. Your friends and your family are there to help you. Rehab centers, hospitals, counselors. They're all there to help you. But at the end of the day, can they handcuff themselves to you and follow you around all day and make your decisions for you? Can they make sure that you stay clean and sober, by just attaching themselves to you and being your shadow? No, it's up to you. You have to decide. You have to want it. And that's actually a really good question. Does Ben Affleck really want it, or does he enjoy drinking? Does he really want to get clean and sober, or does he enjoy it? Maybe some people don't want to. But it's really a matter of deciding that you want to get better, taking the power back, and literally just demonstrating self-discipline. But I just hate it when people are like, it's a disease, you're sick, and you're going to be sick for the rest of your life. I'm really sorry. It's like, it's the dark. It's the dark trying to screw you over. Give the dark the middle finger and tell it to take a hike. Darkness, go away. I have no time for you. Beat it, and then pray for self-discipline. Maybe you have a food addiction. After you lose the weight, You have to keep up that self-discipline. That self-discipline becomes part of your lifestyle to keep the weight off. So what if you slip up and you gain 5 pounds? Then all of a sudden you start seeing yourself as, an overweight, lazy butt sitting on the couch and eating potato chips all day. Well, if you see yourself that way, guess what? You can actually manifest that. You can actually turn into that. How do you see yourself? How do you view yourself? Are you writing yourself off because you took a couple steps backwards and now you're like flushing yourself down the toilet again and seeing yourself as that overweight person? Or are you looking in the mirror and seeing yourself as an athlete? I'm on the treadmill, I'm on the Stairmaster, I'm in the pool, I'm on the tennis court, I'm exercising, I'm at the gym. Do you see yourself that way? Or do you see yourself as just like, well, I gained 5 pounds, so I might as well just go for it. I'm going to have some Twinkies. There's a real sensitive area in there where you're asked to step up to the plate, and how you see yourself matters so much. And that's why reading all of these opinions about addiction really bothers me, because how these struggling individuals see themselves matters so much. It matters so much how you see yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you have the power? Can you ask God for self-discipline? Absolutely. Ask your angels, ask God, invite them in. Say, help me, I need help. I need you guys to help me. I need help. I'm really struggling here. I need you guys to make the cravings go away. I need you to give me strength. I need you to help me say no. I need you to help me rid my house of alcohol. Now, another thing is recognizing what your strengths and weaknesses are. I used to drink alcohol every day, and the other side made me stop because they didn't want to speak through someone who drank alcohol every day because it's a toxin. So I don't have any. But I have friends who will go to dinner with me and just have 2 glasses of wine. That's it. They'll go to a Mexican restaurant with me and they'll just have 2 margaritas. I wouldn't, because I would want the buzz to continue. I don't want my buzz to go away, so I'm going to keep drinking. They don't. They have a firm handle on it. They can do that. I don't. I'm more all or nothing. So I recognize that I'm more of an all or nothing kind of person, and so do they. So as they're sitting there, drinking their alcohol, does it bother me? Absolutely not. That's the difference between them and me. I mean, I have a friend, I tell her she's a total freak of nature. I have a friend who has a couple glasses of wine with dinner and then switches over to coffee, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're ruining your buzz with your caffeine. What? That is just unheard of for me. Because once that alcohol gets in my veins and I'm all mellow and happy, I don't want caffeine to chase that away. I tell her she's a freak of nature. But anyway, good for her for being able to control it. Sometimes she has 1 glass of wine, sometimes she has 2, sometimes she has none. It's just whatever she feels like, whatever it's her mood. Good for her. But she has control over herself, so she can do that. I can't. I have to have 0 alcohol. Part of the reason is because it's a toxin, obviously, and they don't want me ingesting toxins. But then another thing that I also want to make clear is I am all or nothing. I did have a problem with it in the past, just wanting the buzz to continue, wanting the party to keep going, not wanting it to wear off. But it is interesting how I see myself completely different. I don't miss alcohol. I lost the taste for it. I had a sip of wine the other day and I was like, bleh, tastes like gasoline. So I do view my body as a temple. So alcohol today is something that I'm more so consciously reject. And so when I view you guys coming from a place of power, I want you guys to put yourself above the alcohol as below the alcohol. The alcohol's up here, I'm down there. The alcohol has all the power. I want you to have the power. I want you to decide that it's bad for you and your body's a temple and that your body deserves better than this gasoline you're putting in your tank. This toxin that you're putting in your body. And just imagine it going through your liver and your kidneys and what it's doing to your cells. Is it good for you? No. So why not focus on self-love? Why not focus on the positive? Instead of, I can't have that piece of chocolate cake, or I can't have that drink. It's no, I don't want that. It's a toxin. It's bad for me. Conscious choice, empowerment. Just nah, I don't want that. Thank you. Do you have anything healthier? Like water. So do you see like where the personal empowerment comes in? You don't feel deprived. You don't feel ashamed of yourself. You feel in control of your life. It's like you're leading a more conscious life. You're just like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And it's like, of course I complain because I can't have sugar because the other side won't let me. But it's also my free will. I can give the other side the middle finger and still have chocolate cake, but I just choose not to. But that's why I'm so genuinely concerned over how you guys view yourself. Because number one, the law of attraction, that's considered like a limited belief or an energetic block where you're just like, oh, well, I guess, I have a disease. It's like, no, you don't have a disease. Chase that storm cloud away. Just blow it away from you. Because it's the dark that just came into town to screw you up. And be careful what you manifest, because you could create that reality. Who you see when you look in the mirror, that's your world. That's the world that you're creating. That's the world you're manifesting. So I want you guys to look in the mirror and be proud and see yourselves as strong and empowered and filled with self-love, and not worrying about your ego or pride or what others are thinking of you, but really just focusing on giving yourself love and realizing you're human. And it's like, okay, I need a little bit of help. But once I get that help, I'm, going to take charge myself. I'm going to focus on self-discipline and personal power. And boy, does that feel good. Boy, does that feel good when you just say no. Just like, I rock. I just said no. I'm awesome. And then, by the way, when you do that, universal energies rise up to support you. They this hand comes down from the clouds and gives you a big thumbs up. Like, good for you. Self-love. You just made a decision based in self-love. So now you're going to attract good things to yourself. Money, opportunities, people, love, etc. That's how it works. You give your soul love, you attract more love from the universe. So I don't want you guys walking around feeling ashamed of yourself, or, viewing yourself as, losers or, addicts or whatever. I don't want you guys to own it. I want you guys to try to change yourself from the inside out, because your thoughts and feelings really matter, and your attitudes and beliefs really matter. So that's really the whole crux of this video is, if you're addicted to a substance, what are your attitudes and beliefs about yourself? Do you feel weak? Maybe so, but you can get that power back. I just want you guys to have the self-discipline to actually give that power back to yourself instead of flushing yourself down the toilet. Another thing that I'm concerned about is, are you guys drinking because of your circumstances? Does your job stress the hell out of you? Do you have a lot of pressure on you at your job to perform? Well, that's going to stress you out. Maybe you're going to turn towards alcohol to relax you and take you down a notch. So maybe your job needs to be addressed. Does your romantic partner stress you out? Are you unhappy in your romantic relationship because you're not getting what you need? Well, that also needs to be addressed. Maybe that's why you're turning to escapism and toxins. Maybe you're trying to numb some pain that you're experiencing from a loved one or a life circumstance. Maybe you don't like where you live. But alcohol is soothing. It's soothing. It's relaxing. It calms you down. I get it. Food is soothing. Cigarettes are soothing. Painkillers are soothing. It's all escapism. But, I don't want you guys wallowing in self-pity. I don't want you guys having the victim mentality. We all go there, but instead I want you guys to experience gratitude and count your blessings and make a list of things you're thankful for, no matter how big or small, because that completely changes the energy of your situation. I'm looking at your situation from an energetic standpoint, and I'm looking at how universal energies are responding to you. That's why I decided to make this video, is I'm like, I don't like that. Universal energies aren't going to respond well to that victim mentality, and it's a disease, and oh well, and I'm trying to align you guys with a mindset of personal empowerment so that universal energies rise up to support you, so that it's just a win-win for you guys. But I also don't want you guys ignoring yourselves. I don't want you writing yourselves off. I want you getting in touch with yourselves, journaling, go back to what you enjoyed as a child. What kinds of things made you happy? What were your preferences? What did you do for fun? It's like every time I was unhappy and I wanted to reach for a glass of wine, the other side would make me go running. They'd be like, no wine. This is back when I really, really wanted it. They're like, no wine. Go running instead. And I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. I'm like going to go put on a Girl Scout uniform, because their whole point was the endorphins are going to give me a high and the running was going to relax me. So they were trying to push me towards they were trying to push me towards exercise instead of alcohol. And it did work. It didn't boost me up. And I did. I always went running when they asked me to go running. I didn't drink. But it's kind of like, how do you see yourself? Like, who do you want to be? Is this your brand? Because if you think about this, you can manifest it. You make it happen with your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. Another thing is that, I want you guys balancing unconditional love for yourself and unconditional love for others. That's another really important balance to find. So you can attract positive energy from the universe. Loving yourself, loving others, casting that love into the universe, focusing on your life purpose. That's going to be really important. How can you use your God-given gifts and talents to help humanity? That's important. But you need to replace the toxins, replace them. And some of the things the other side suggests people, replace them with is the things that make you feel good. Healthy food, exercise, music, animals, children, lighthearted pursuits, helping others, a rewarding career, volunteer work, trying to find a natural high from healthy things, as opposed to toxins and giving the dark a red carpet to your life. So, I really am concerned about those people that genuinely hate themselves, because it's just self-judgment and that stupid critical inner voice all day, every day. And then universal energies basically attack you because you're like, I hate myself, so the universe should hate me too. And you just attract negative energy to yourself because you're a spark of the divine. So casting hate at yourself when you're a spark of the divine, it's like casting hate at the divine himself, the collective consciousness, etc. So be really careful with that. I don't know. You guys have my compassion and my empathy, but I also don't want to weaken you to where you're like, I know I have a disease. Meow, 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 meow. Where you just cower. Instead, give the addiction and the alcohol the middle finger. Just be like, F you. You don't have any power over me. I'm taking back the power. This is dumb. I'm better than this. My body's worth more than this. I love my body and I want to take good care of it. So I'm going to eat healthy food. Get excited to eat healthy food. Get excited to have, healthy water for a change. Get excited to go to the gym and work out, because it's going to make you feel good. And it's going to boost your vibration and bring you closer to your angels. All of that brings you closer to your angels. Listening to music brings you closer to your angels because it boosts your vibration. So everything the other side is asking you to do is very, very strategic to bring you closer to God, the angels, your intuition, etc. And so when that happens, you basically take their hand and then they pull you up and they help you. But that was really, all the points that I wanted to make was just kind of a refresher. I mean, I've made YouTube videos about addiction before, but just recently reading about Demi Lovato and Ben Affleck and how everyone's responding to that, and the comments and opinions that I've seen going around, I'm just like, pray for self-discipline. Pray for self-love. Pray for control over yourself. Pray for the divine to bring amazing friendships onto your path where the person isn't pushing alcohol on you. I had a couple of drinking buddies, and we all have drinking buddies, that's fine. But these drinking buddies weren't so cool with me not drinking alcohol when I stopped. So I got into a fight with each of them a month apart, and they were vacuum sucked out of my life. I wonder why. It's because the other side pulled them away from me because they didn't like the influence. So that's another thing I want you guys to look at, is look at your connections. Do you have enablers in your life? Do you have people trying to push the alcohol on you? Guess what? They're speaking for the dark. You might love them to death, but they're still speaking for the dark. So, yeah, be really picky about who you're spending time with as well. Because in this condition, you know, you want positive influences around you. So, but that's pretty much all I wanted to say. You guys are in my thoughts and in my prayers. And I wish you many blessings and light and love and self-love and personal power and self-discipline. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.